Hey, good evening from Australia. Good afternoon to those of you who are in Europe. And we're going to be watching the Portuguese Grand Prix together this evening, my time, this afternoon, yours. Or if you're in America, it's this morning. So thank you very much. We are up to 100 of you joining us. Thank you very much. Now, my son's with me because he is the technical whiz. And Tyler, could you please tell us how people will join us via Discord?
Okay, so for anyone who was listening to us or with us last time we streamed, we experimented a little bit with Discord. Now there is a link in the description of the live stream that you can click and join the Discord, in which there is a channel named Livestream Chats that says how to live chat with some information in there. Go and follow those things, do what it says, and we'll chat to you live.
We will. And in fact, if anybody's in there now, we could probably jump across as the drivers are on the track now.
There is no one in there now.
Prepping for the race, but hopefully somebody will jump in shortly. And I'll just a quick plug here. If you want a great Christmas gift or a birthday gift for a friend or relative, my F1 driver books are fantastic. They're available right now. And if you buy a driver book and have it sent to almost anywhere in the world, you'll also get a free digital download from prostarpics.com. That's where all of my images are available for purchase. So that's a 91 Aussie dollar value, absolutely free for you. I'm wearing my media pass tonight. Fat lot of good this has done me this year, unfortunately, with COVID. I got to go Thursday and Friday morning of the Australian Grand Prix, and also testing in Barcelona. But apart from that, absolutely nothing. And I just got wind the other day that they're now announcing what's happening with the Bahrain 2 races and the Abu Dhabi race. They're allowing a number of photographers to go from there. However, no paddock access. No paddock access. And that to me is an absolute killer, because the stuff I tend to focus on, the stuff that you love, comes mostly from the paddock. So I doubt very much that I'll be getting there for that.
Lean back a little bit for us, please, Kim. You're chopping your own head off.
Sure.
There we go.
Okay, now anyone joining us on Discord, if we can have a quick chat to before we get underway, because we will include you, your voice.
We do now. There should be some info.
Great.
We do have someone. I'll drag them out. I'm not 100% sure who it is.
Right.
For anyone who is trying to join the Discord, there's some information in the how to live chat section of the Discord, and just follow those instructions. It'll be that easy.
You should be on screen when you're talking, Tyler.
I should, but I'm also trying to do something else
Okay.
here. So here we go. You ready? Let's chat to someone.
Right, let's see. I'll take this out for a second. Hello, who have we got?
Should have someone, hopefully.
Good. I'm actually listening to the KO telecast of the F1 race tonight. And hello, who's that?
Yeah, not sure if you remember me from last race from Nürburgring, and Mexican Lance Stroll fan. That
oh yes, I remember you, mate.
Huh?
You're the mad Lance Stroll fan. Give us your prediction where he's going to finish today. Give us a number out of 20.
I believe Lance Stroll may finish somewhere in the top
Now
6.
give us a number. Give us a number.
5. I say 5.
Right. We will make a note and see how close you are. And look, I'll tell you what. If he finishes 5th, I will send you a free promo code for a download from ProStar Picks. How about that?
Oh, great. Absolutely brilliant.
So now you're under some pressure. Now, you live in Mexico?
Actually, from the Mexico City track, the Mexican Grand Prix is actually within walking distance of my house.
Right. I do love the stadium in the Mexican GP. And if I...
oh, brilliant. Lovely.
Let me have a quick look, and I'll just dip out of shot for a second. Let's try Mexico. One of my favourite shots. Yeah. Here we go. Here you go, Ty. These are in the stadium. This was Lewis when he clinched his title. Now, I was supposed to be in that particular spot, but I got kicked out, so we had to get the secondary spot. But this is inside that stadium that I so love. They're in a commercial break from what I'm seeing now, so I might as well kill a little bit of time. But yeah, this is a great grandstand. It was previously a baseball stadium, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a baseball stadium long ago. I remember when I first saw the map of the circuit,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going through the middle of what I believe what used to be a baseball stadium, and I thought, what? And I've been in that stadium watching Formula E. It looks spectacular.
Right. Okay. Now I'm going to leave you there because we got in a second person. Thank you,
don't.
mate. Good to hear from you again, and thanks for joining me live.
Thank
And
you
I've
very
got a
much.
lock up
Thanks for
there
having
on
me, and good luck.
Pleasure, mate. Cheers. Who else we got on standby?
No one at the moment. We'll chat momentarily to the YouTube chat. I think you should.
Good.
do. You should
Rightio.
have
Let's
some-
go back to YouTube.
Yes.
See
let's do
what's
that.
happening here because I'm trying to get all of you involved tonight. And of course, if you have subscribed to me, thank you. And we have also those people that super chat go straight to the top of the queue. And with 160 odd people in there now, and that number will grow. And in fact, I'd love it if you got on. Ty, do this. We should be doing quickly a little Instagram thing, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Let's quickly do that. Here, do that. I won't have access for a second, but
We do have Josh here, actually. Josh, our cousin Josh, who happens to be a mod in the Discord.
Josh.
So he's just jumped the queue.
thank you, Joshua Paul. You're a champion. We're
Hello, how are you guys?
good, mate. Oh, you're actually. We've got him on The Voice too.
Yeah.
Josh has got brittle bones and tends to break them, don't you, Josh?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but very handsome young man. You'll find him. What's your what are you on Instagram?
Just Josh Paul.
Josh Paul.
We'll
Josh
just hit the live on this
Yeah.
button. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
We'll do that. Why
Now,
not?
people who are watching this on YouTube, forgive me for a second because I would like all of those of you on Instagram who are watching this, and you'll be in the background, to flip over straight away to my YouTube channel. And if you go to my story, you'll be able to swipe up and you'll find the link there. But we'll have a bit of fun tonight, have a chat to a few people like Josh, who is a big supporter of mine. And thank you very much, Josh. And good to see. Josh is from Sydney, where things aren't too bad. Not as good as Perth, but certainly a lot better than Sydney, huh, Josh?
I think he.
Yeah, pretty good. Of course, you've got to be quiet because it's 10
Yes.
past midnight in
Yes.
Sydney, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
rather late.
Yeah.
But anyway, the audio quality is spectacular. Thank you, Josh. I'm going to jump quickly before we start to people online. Mickey, believe me,
Not a
never
problem.
mind. Hello. Thank you, Josh. Star Sports it's now only streaming on Star Sports Select 2, says Falcon Phantom. Henry, check Start Sports 3 and Select 2 HD. Great. Great to know that you're all watching it, and we will watch it together. And I'll tell you a few things. Look, I'll admit I've never been to this track. In fact, I've never been to Portugal. But I did think that the woman that did the national anthem was spectacular. Beautiful voice. Luke Burt's here again. Yeah, turn one's going to be interesting, isn't it? That looks like where there will be the overtaking happening. People on Instagram, come over to YouTube, please, straight away. Go to my story, swipe up, because in a second I'm going to turn that off and get you over to YouTube because
400 plus people in the Instagram
400?
instantaneously.
What am I wasting my time with YouTube for? 400 people. Because YouTube, Instagram people, if you come over to YouTube and you can, via Discord, we'll actually chat to you during the race. But at the moment, the tyre blankets are ready to come off the cars and they'll be heading off on their formation lap. And I'm going to have that back, unless you can up the volume, Tyler, for me on
Mine?
that. So
I
just a
cannot-
little bit.
I cannot do that and talk to people at the same time.
Okay, no, we probably won't talk initially, so the talking will come once we start. Paul Richard, hey Kim, yeah, hey Paul. Julian Pai, hello from Thailand, where things are a bit iffy at the moment up there, aren't they? Certainly no tourism, and of course I've got all my Indian crew. India's a big market. For some reason, you all find me on YouTube and Instagram, same as well. Lots of Indian followers. What are we up to on Insta, Ty? How many?
Insta dips quickly.
Does it?
Just people in
Right.
straight up.
Okay, Little Bus 47. Hello from Dallas. Oh, I love Dallas. I went to your stadium to see the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. And I stayed at that hotel opposite the Eye. What is that hotel? Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful hotel. Bloody cold though. And went to your museum, the JFK Museum, the book depository. Fantastic. So thank you for jumping in there from Dallas, where I do hope to get back next year providing that we've all got COVID under control, which is no mean feat. So Instagram people, jump on over to YouTube, please, and let's have some fun. We're bumped up now to about 160-ish. Team Tom Bystander, now familiar with the American states are the Brits. Yeah, I always say America, and of course Americans, USA, people say, no, you've got to say the United States. Anyway, we're off on the warm-up lap, so so you can get rid of that, Tyler, and I will take my phone back, please. And thank you.
One last goodbye to the Instagram people and let them know where you can see them.
Instagram people, please come over to YouTube. Go to my story now and swipe up, because that's where you'll easily be able to join this particular live stream watch along on YouTube.
This is where we are. We're live.
Yeah, this is the control center. I've actually put some long pants on because I had shorts on before, and I realized you could see in the background of Tyler's shot my legs. Okay, I'll have that back. Thank you, Tyler.
You may.
Okay, people. Now,
Lean back as well.
as you will probably know, that those of you now on YouTube, we do have a little bit of a delay. And obviously, when you see something happen on screen, on your screen, I'm going to see it anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds later. So if something exciting happens, you'll know, hey, you'll get to watch my reaction shot. So now I'm going back to KO, live from Portugal. And I'm going to stick this in my ear so I can hear what's going on. This is quite exciting, isn't it? We're only going to get 17 starts this year. No, actually, no, not true. We've had a couple of starts, haven't we, in previous races? But this is a really lovely looking track. And the helicopter shots are quite beautiful. So Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, that's your top three. And very short odds on Hamilton winning tonight. Let's have a quick look at here what you're saying online. Someone's mentioned Nico Hulkenberg, but that's a language I can't speak. There, Nigel Warren, he's with us tonight. Luke Burt's with us. Jason Marvin, Darren Leong. Get on to your mates and tell them to come across here and join with us. And we'll be speaking to some of you again later on in this broadcast. But the cars are now, for me, coming up to the line where the 20 cars will take their positions. And will Nicholas Latifi end up last? He probably won't. You've got to think that there'll be some sort of incident here and some other cars will go out early. So I've got the feed in my ear. I get to watch it on here. I've got my... Tyler, why aren't we seeing anything on my Livestream Watchalong? Tyler?
That's just your internet.
Oh.
You'll notice the chat's still running. You've just got it paused.
What do I do? Have I? Oh, have I?
Got it paused.
Oh, thank you, mate. That's why you have a technologically minded son to handle all this. But the best part about, of course, being in Perth is that I don't have to wear a mask. And I noticed that a lot of the crowd in Portimao aren't wearing masks either, in a country where there is plenty going on in the COVID stakes. We have a green flag for what I'm seeing now, for those of you who aren't watching on television, and this is your only link. They're off. And straight away, Lewis has jumped to the front. Max has overtaken Valtteri again. Valtteri is now third and is in danger of going to fourth. A couple have gone a little bit wide. Perez is right on their hammer too. No, Valtteri's now taken second back again. Oh, it's now Max has gone back to fourth and Perez has gone out. Oh, Perez! So there you go. He's facing backwards. And there's a bit of heavy braking coming down to the hairpin. And Max has gone well wide. He's going to lose plenty of positions here. Holy moly. Your telecast, Tyler, is a lot quicker than mine.
Right.
I have to move forward here. So this is interesting, isn't it? Is that Albon in third? Or did I... No, I've got two different telecasts here. No, Verstappen is fourth. Hang on a second. Hamilton's first. And there's a McLaren second, and I'm watching it on this, so it's very... It's a Sainz who's bumped up to second, and Bottas is first, I beg your pardon. Oh my gosh, this is very exciting, and it's not a gift for Hamilton. So this is great. We're going to have to see Lewis work. It looks like is there a little bit of rain, Tyler?
I can't tell.
My gosh.
I'm trying to have a look.
Valtteri's jumped way ahead of Sainz. Max is now. Here's Leclerc putting pressure on for third. Boy, this is fantastic.
Ooh.
If you're not watching this on television, you are dipping out because there's a terrible amount of dicing and position and jockeying going on from...
Oh, golly.
Oh, they're going way wide. And there is rain. That's what's obviously caused some drama. And, oh, this is all hell. This is great. This is what we were hoping would happen. Bottas from Sainz, Hamilton, Norris. So Sainz is now in front. He's jumped Bottas. What is going on? This is amazing. I can't believe it because what's going on? That Perez has gone back to last. Kvyat second last. Magnussen's third last. Oh, holy moly. This is fantastic. Sainz has jumped 6 spots in 2 laps. He's got to be on fire at the moment. Bottas is where he started. Hamilton's dropped 2. Norris is up 4. McLaren, they'll be going crazy in the box there, won't they? Verstappen, he's back down to 5th from Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Gasly, Stroll. And then Ocon, Albon, George Russell, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Vettel. My gosh, Sebastian Vettel. He must be so keen to get out of that Ferrari and get into the pink car next year, which of course will be green. So we are now 3 laps into 66.
Holy
and
moly.
our fastest lap, Carlos Sainz, my gosh, he could be on the top step of the podium. And the way Norris is going, he might also, it could be 2.
It's a long way away, though.
Oh, I know.
It's a
but
long
look,
way.
Let's not burst the bubble. It's exciting. You've got Bottas from Hamilton in 2nd and 3rd, and Hamilton is right on Bottas's hammer. Right, let's go to what you people are saying here. George, for the points, you reckon? Could well be. Is Sainz on soft while the other front runners are on mediums? Can you tell from that?
I can see.
Thank you, Tyler. You're much more clued in on that.
I can do.
Perez and Verstappen incident being looked at now. Lewis would not have expected to be back in 3rd position this early in the race. But boy, this is what Formula One needs, isn't it? I'm excited. I'm excited that we might be seeing something very interesting here today. Ricciardo and Verstappen and Perez. Carlos is on fire, Ad Hay. You are absolutely right. So I'd like to know quickly on YouTube, on the comments, how many of you aren't watching this live? In other words, you're only using this broadcast as a rundown of what's happening in the race. Sainz, Bottas, Hamilton, and they are reasonably close. Norris and Verstappen. And Verstappen is very close now to Norris, and there may be a move coming up shortly because we have DRS. Ted Kravitz is just getting very exciting about Carlos Sainz's start. This is a beautiful looking track, isn't it? It's a bit old school. It doesn't have quite the glamour and the facilities of, say, a modern track. But there's some lovely photo opportunities. I do wish I was there, although I'm certainly thankful I don't have to wear that bloody mask all day long because it doesn't look like much fun. But the boys tell me that once you've done it for a day, you don't even notice it's on. Guess I don't have to worry about that yet. But the real interest at the moment is Verstappen, right on the hammer of Lando Norris. The battle for 4th and 5th as we are 5 laps into 66. And things have calmed down a little bit now. So, Tyler, I'm going to ask, actually, no.
What we're going to ask is we're actually going to ask people to join the Discord and hop in the waiting room so we can chat to you live. That's what we're going to ask.
Thank you very much. I'm just looking here through some comments from those who are joining us online. Yeah, so we've asked people to join us. We'll have a quick chat with someone.
Hopefully. No one's in the waiting room.
Okay.
We shall wait.
Right, we're going to watch a replay of the start and see how Sainz, my gosh, he just was on fire. He was
wow.
quick off the mark, and going into the first turn, he turned fourth. He overtook Leclerc.
Yeah.
Going into 2, he's still 5th. And the 3 in front of him were dicing. And, of course, he went very wide when Perez went off. And he was a long way off the track to get around that shenanigans. And we're just watching another replay here of them going into turn 1. Verstappen's car. Yeah, he was lucky not to get cleaned up by Perez, wasn't he? Yeah. This is great, isn't it, when you see exciting stuff like this? Bottas pushed Verstappen wide, and there you see it. Perez was cleaned up, I guess, by Verstappen, just wheels touching, and that's spun Perez around. And Bottas has just overtaken Sainz, and now Hamilton is right on Sainz's hammer with Verstappen 3rd. Verstappen got past Norris. Whoa, what do you think about this? Is Perez out? Is Perez out? No, he's just 29 seconds behind the leader. Thank you very much for your question, A.L. Ward. Whatever. I'm just looking through your comments here. Yeah, I think a Haas Razor, says Luke Burt. Luke's a real regular, and I thank you, Luke, who's in the eastern states of Australia, I believe. So it's either if he's in Brisbane, he's 2 hours behind us and in front of us, and if he's in Sydney, he's 3 hours. Now, just listening to a couple of things, so it's very tricky because I've got to listen to this and also talk to you. I want to give away a ProStar Picks download, and the person who wins it, I'll send the code on Monday because I don't have them handy at the moment. So what are we going to do? I've already offered one to my friend before if he manages to successfully pick Lance Stroll finishing 5th. Where is Stroll now? Stroll is
10th. He's 10th.
10th, okay. He's got a chance. What are we going to do, Ty? How are we going to give this away? What question can we ask?
Some fun game.
Okay, the next person to join us on the Discord.
Okay. Well, there are 2 people in the waiting room.
Right, whoever this first person is.
It'll be the first person who follows the instructions. There's an instructions section in the live stream chat that says how to live chat, and one of the steps is you have to tell us a little bit about yourself in a message. So that first person to do that will get it.
Yeah, okay. And in the meantime, I'll just have a quick flick through this magnificent book here. This is the George Russell F1 driver photo book, a collection of beautiful pictures, printed beautifully, sent almost anywhere in the world. And you get them at kimillman.com. And don't be frightened. So, Tyler, has anyone sent you some information? Because
No, they haven't. Remember, there is the delay.
Hamilton has just overtaken Sainz as well. So now Carlos is going to come under some pressure from Max Verstappen, who is now on his hammer as we go into lap number 7 of 66. And thankfully, all the drainage grates have stayed locked down after the incident yesterday. And there we go. Verstappen's just overtaken Sainz. So there we go. Now things are back to normal. Well, when I say normal, Bottas has certainly jumped Lewis, but you've got the 3 top cars and the 3 top drivers in the top 3 spots. Excuse me a second, Tyler.
Now, I can see Nemesis typing. Also, apologies for my voice. I've lost my voice a bit, so I'm a bit gravelly.
Nobody would have noticed that, mate. No one would have noticed that.
Also, Cherry G in chat said that we run the best streams, which is very kind of you to say.
Now, is Cherry not a
member?
A member.
She is a member.
She's a member. I remember her, and she last week mentioned that she couldn't believe she missed. No, not last week. It was 2 weeks ago. The Eiffel GP watch-along. So I'm delighted you've joined us, and I do like it. That you like it. That's nice for us. It makes it all worthwhile, because otherwise we'd just be sitting down in front of the telly, getting up every now and then and going and getting something to eat and being perhaps a little distracted. Okay, so this is reasonably sharp, that camera. And have we got someone, Tyler?
We have 2 people, but no messages. So I'm just going to drag someone in, and we will not give them the prize just yet, I don't think.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's see. It'll take them a moment, I assume, to realize that we're speaking to them.
Right, so
Let's try.
hello, who have we got here? I'll take this out so I can hear whoever it is. Hello. I can hear you. You say hello now. Hello, where are you calling from and what is your name?
My name is Jacob and I'm calling from Tamworth, New South Wales.
Tamworth, country music
Yeah,
town.
Yep, that's the one.
Was it hot there today?
Pretty hot. It was 29-ish degrees, I think.
We had 36 in Perth and a lot of flies. Very ordinary for Lancel
I
and
didn't have to
Sand
deal with that, thank
Now,
God.
who are you going for today, Daniel?
Yeah, obviously. Gotta go for the Aussie.
Okay, well, Daniel is in 7th, but...
Yep. I'm hoping he gets at least to, like, 4th. If he can get another podium, that would be awesome, but might not happen.
his family were pretty happy last race when he
I
snared
was
that third.
ecstatic last. The
It's
last,
been a-
like, 10 laps, just them clicking down, just like, ooh.
Been a long time between drinks for Daniel, hasn't it?
It has, what was like 2.5 years or something like
Yes, May of 2018. And I was there that day, and I was down... Oh, you were there too,
I was there
Tyler.
too.
You got to take... Tyler took photos of Daniel in the swimming pool, and Gasly has now just overtaken Raikkonen for 8th position, and Pierre is on fire this year. He is...
He has been.
And he's a tremendous fella. How old are you, mate?
I am 17, turned 17 3 days ago.
Right, and do you drive? Got your learners?
I got my learners, but I don't do much driving because I just don't have the chance to very often.
Right, well, you go and sort that out, and what you need to do is... Are you on Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, what's your Instagram tag?
I'll have to go have a look.
Well, is it got your name in it?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's like something like New Jacob Private.
Rightio, Jacob. You
Yeah,
go and send me a private message, and I will then use that to, on Monday, send you back a promo code. And you can go to prostarpics.com, and you'll get yourself a free download of whatever picture you love of mine. You can go and get it printed, or high res if you want, or you can simply whack it on your computer as a wallpaper. And I thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate. Let's jump back to Bottas on top. Hamilton, Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Ricciardo, Gasly, Raikkonen. Stroll is 10th, then Albon. Poor Alex, down in 11th. He needs to have a good race. In fact, the next two need to be very good. From Ocon, Russell, doing all right. George has jumped a couple of positions. Giovinazzi, Vettel. My gosh. Poor Sebastian. Kvyat, Grosjean, Latifi, Magnussen, and Perez, who, after threatening for that first lap up to third or fourth, is now back stone motherless last. As we are now 11 laps into 66. It's gone pretty quickly, Tyler.
Yeah, 11 laps. That's very quickly.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly.
Bit of action. Hey, Kim, we can hear the
turned it off already. That was always going to happen. It's so easy to forget.
What was it?
This was on.
Oh.
This was on one click.
Okay, so it was just in the background, I hope.
Yeah.
Good. Pierre Gasly. Let's get back to Pierre. I think he's pretty happy to be away from Red Bull, quite frankly. I'm not sure that he had the full confidence of the people working around him at Red Bull. And he certainly has it now, and he's flourished. He's got his trainer Pirri alongside him, and really when you look at the role of a trainer in F1, because the trainer, in almost all instances, in fact I don't know of an instance where the trainer is not paid for by the driver himself, that trainer is fully behind the driver. Whereas if someone is working for the team and they're charged with the responsibility of working with the driver, they're not really working for the driver, they're working for the team, but working with the driver. That's where the trainer is so absolutely pivotal in keeping their driver focused, fit, on target, and it's a really important role. And I think I'll probably do a video on the trainers shortly, as I may also do a video on the effect of money, what money does for F1, because as we're talking at the moment, it may well be that George Russell doesn't get his drive next year because somebody comes to the team with money. And I think you'll find that that was one of the reasons why both Magnussen and Grosjean will let go, because the team needs more money from outside. And if a driver says, hey, you can have me and I'm an okay driver, but I bring 10, 20, 30, 40 million euros to the sport, well, that's a very hard offer to turn down. I think you can probably understand that. It doesn't take a mental giant to work that out. Let's have a quick look here. Any further comments, people, that we should know from you, or should we have a quick chat with somebody else?
Yes, there's someone else in the waiting room, so we can
Good.
certainly pull them in. We'll try that now.
Yeah, let's do that. Who have we got? And shout it out loud. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who are you? And where are you from? Another male.
I'm William from London. Was here 2 weeks ago.
William, who won all of my Pro Star pick. Not all of them, but certainly a number of them.
2.
And
It was funny, you know. Yeah, I showed my friends in school the clip of you saying "Bloody William Gardner" and that definitely made them.
Right. How old are you again?
15.
Right. We seem to have a lot of teenage guys love F1, and for some reason find me on Insta. And look, I hope that
Yeah.
next year I can be back at the tracks.
Yeah, at the races.
Yeah, but
Oh, it's cold.
cold there? It's not cold here.
Yeah,
Bloody
it's
hot
cold
here
in
today.
London.
Yes, and of course you've got
It's
all
almost
sorts of,
winter.
yeah, and you have big dramas with your COVID numbers, don't you? Are you in lockdown or inconvenienced in any way?
Tier 2, so semi-lockdown pretty much.
So what does it preclude you from doing? What can't you do?
Wait. It's we have like the rule of 6, which is both all tiers. Wait, I need to look it up. Something like we can't technically we can't meet inside.
Yep.
I think. Yeah.
Well, can you travel outside the country?
Yeah.
That's bizarre. It's just so bizarre that they allow people to come in from other areas.
Because we can't, as with the UK, we can't really say no because we're like a massive travel hub.
Bugger. See, we're very lucky here in Australia that to get to
Yeah,
us, you really
a bit
have
like
to want to
New
get
Zealand
here.
as well.
All right, William. Thank you for joining us again, and keep
Thanks.
watching, and
See ya.
let's see
Yeah.
what's happening. It looks
I
like
won't.
there's
By the way, I won't go for any more picks for the next couple of weeks. I can't.
we'll make sure of it.
I've ordered. I've ordered both the pictures and canvas, and should be coming in a couple of weeks.
Well, make sure you send me a picture to my Instagram account, and we'll plug it to the other people. But good to hear from you, mate. Thank you, Tyler. The rules in England are so confusing, says Chloe. Let me just show this one. Can't have sex with anyone outside the household, says Mr. Halverson. Do we have any females watching tonight? Last race, we had a couple on the Discord. While you answer that question, or perhaps if any of the females would like to jump in on our chat and enlighten us to what's happening in their world, let's go through quickly the field. Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly. Here we go. One of the Renaults is coming in. It's Daniel Ricciardo, and that is a quick pit stop. I'm guessing, yeah, okay, I would have guessed 3. In and out. What's he gone on to, Ty? I can't see that far, mate. If I could have this in my ear, I probably knew.
Danny Rick, 19th on his pit exit.
So Danny Rick's gone back to 19th, and he's only just in front of Raikkonen. Perez has jumped up to 14th. No, that might be 16th with my poor eyesight, and I've got my glasses on too.
Perez is 16th.
He is. Okay, so Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly. I like Pierre there. I like him a lot. Norris, Stroll, Ocon, Albon, 10th, Vettel, Russell, Giovinazzi, Kvyat, Grosjean, Perez, Magnussen, Latifi, Ricciardo after he's pitted, and Raikkonen. Right, we are how many laps in? 16 laps in. Have we got anyone from Portugal? And I'd like to hear from someone from Portugal. Perhaps tell us what it's like around this track. I did look at some accommodation at one point when I thought I might be going, but I wasn't exactly sure. I know it's a couple of hours or an hour and a half out of Lisbon, south from memory, but I'd love to hear from someone. Leclerc back up to P4 says, now I don't even know how to pronounce Mr. or Mrs. Halverson's first name, and I won't guess because I'm going to guess that's a Nordic name. Is that Nordic? Hello from Singapore, Marie. Marie, a female. Hello, Marie. Get on the Discord and let's have a chat with you and see what, get a female viewpoint here. We can't mix households, says Sherry G, one of my members. Are you a member? You should be a member. You get wallpapers. I put some new wallpapers up the other day. You also get some discounts and you get the special emote?
Emotes. Yeah, there's a number of them actually.
Yeah, and you can pick the ones you like. Yeah. We're 150 odd people watching, so it's still better than sitting around doing nothing at home here. Interesting that we've got a paddock club operating in Portugal, which is the first race that we've had corporates in, and I know that they started selling those packages early, and then because mainly to Britons, but then they stopped the air bridge, the deal with Portugal, so that pretty much put a big stop to the sales of paddock club tickets. But there are some people there, and I'm sure they are having a nice time. Yes, Norway. And how do I pronounce your first name, Mr. or Mrs. Norway? I guess it's a Mr. I'm going to have a guess. Oh no, I'll embarrass myself. Absolutely will embarrass myself. Taiwan, nailed it in Taiwan. Went there once, just on a quick stopover at the airport. But I do see a lot of Taiwanese people in Australia. They come out, mainly younger people, come out and do the 6 months placement out in the country, because I've got a home in the country here. And because they do the 6 months in the country working mainly on carrot farms or different sort of rural jobs, they then get another 6 months to stay in Australia, and they tend to use it to learn to speak English and have a jolly old time in what is quite a lovely country. Thank you, Sherry G, for all your little emotes there.
That is the custom.
Yes, the one on the right. If you're looking at the comments, there's my little black hat.
Yes, they're all custom just to you.
Yeah, I know, and I should go out and put my black hat on, shouldn't I? Stop the reflection off my noggin. And playing in the background is my
previous stream.
Yeah, from
last week,
the Eiffel GP. Right, let's. Lance Stroll has given up a position there, has he? Oh, Lance Stroll went very wide and lost places as a result. He slipped back to 10th, and he's now got Vettel on his hammer. Although you wouldn't think that. Oh, Vettel's just got him. I've got a delay on this one here. Isn't this funny? Depends on where you look as to what you see. Yeah, Racing Point, I'm not going to be too excited about this day out, are they? So what happened there? We're going to see that. He went way wide trying to overtake Norris and spun. Oh, and he's lost bits off his car too. He ended up in the gravel. Yeah, he didn't do that too well. He didn't actually. Oh, and he very nearly cleaned up, I think, Albon. Oh, and Norris has damage. He's going to have to box as well. So that's going to affect his race. And I don't know what he's damaged. I imagine something on the left side of his car. Oh, this is exciting. But Bottas is still in front of Hamilton, but they are very close. Oh my gosh, I think Hamilton's going to get Valtteri, and that's going to absolutely crush his confidence. I'm certain of that. He's under a lot of pressure, and I hope there's no team orders to let him pass. I don't think there would be. But Hamilton is within a few car lengths when they close up at some of those tight corners. Whew. This is pretty bloody exciting today, isn't it? We haven't seen a safety car, and I sort of hope we don't see one today because it extends this broadcast, and it's hard work speaking for an hour and a half.
Now,
and yes, Tom.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I did see Marie ask a very, very important question.
Yes.
And I will cut to your screen for this, Kim, and I'll ask you to scroll down just slightly. She asked, how do you become a member? Now, if you scroll down on that screen of yours,
Yes.
if you scroll down, you'll
Oh,
notice
there
that
you
there's
are.
a join button.
Look there.
There's a join button right there. That is how you become a member.
Tyler. Hamilton's just got Bottas.
Oh, by
So
golly.
Hamilton is now back in the lead, and that is very sad. But still, you need to come and join my feed. Become a member and get the member benefits. It's well worth it, and we already have a number of members, and it's nice to see. Luke, Bert, you should become a member, mate. Come on, get with the program. So should Danush. Oh, Laxwee's here. What the F is Stroll doing? He's going sideways. Anyway, Albon's now come in for his pit stop pretty quick. I'm guessing 2.4. 2.4. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. It's I'll be within 0.2 either side. They still haven't shown it yet.
It's because he's not out the pit yet.
No, but they normally show the 2.4.
Oh,
they didn't show it at all. So you'll have to take my word that I got that right. So where does that put Albon now that he's fed back out? 18th position. Ricciardo's in 16th. But it's Hamilton from Bottas, Verstappen. Well, there's your top three. So we need a bit more action to ensure we don't get a boring 1, 2, 3. Because whenever I put that post up with the same three for 1, 2, 3... waste of time. Put a Ricciardo third or a Norris third or a Gasly on top. Those posts go absolutely crazy on Instagram. Oh, anyone want to have a chat? Let's get you involved. I'm always keen to hear what life is like for you. So please join us.
Yes. Now, for anyone who missed it, to join the Discord, there is a link in the description. Again, if we cut to your screen, Kim,
Yes.
right behind me, where I am on the screen, there is a link to join the Discord. There's also a link to follow me on
Is it up
YouTube,
there?
which you should click on as well.
Where is it here?
It's up. Wait, see where it says join Discord? Up.
Oh,
That
I
one
see it,
right there. That
So
one
you
right
just
there.
go and click on that little thing there, and I won't do it because it takes me away.
Yes.
You click on that, and then could I do that, or do I have to have anything special?
Could you do
Could
that?
any punter, as long as they've got a microphone, could any person click on that and talk?
Absolutely anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone with a microphone, as long as you have Discord, which is a simple thing to download as well.
Right. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so, because it helps. Every little bit helps. Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. Oh. Charles Leclerc, 4th. Gasly up to 5th. Pierre Gasly. Isn't he just making Albon look disappointing? Absolutely disappointing. Sergio Perez is back up to 11th, having gone back down to last after his spin. Just overtook Kvyat. Kvyat, and I get told off by my Russian friends who say it's not Kvyat, it's Kvyat. Kvyat. He's a funny guy, Daniil. He's
very funny.
He's a lovely guy. You've met him, haven't you?
Yeah,
You
I
met him
have.
at... we were in Japan and we were shooting the Suzuka Grand Prix. And of course that Saturday was rained out. And so we went to lunch at the hotel at the track where all the drivers stayed. And we had Lando and Norris with a big table. And behind us was Daniil with his trainer, lovely Stuart Smith, who's an Australian. And I like Stuart a lot, lovely fellow. Kim Keedle is also a trainer, an Aussie who trains Roman Grosjean. And of course, Michael Italiano is the 3rd Aussie training a driver in Daniel Ricciardo. So, yeah, Aussies well represented. Last year, there were 3 of the 20 trainers, stroke, physios, coaches, Aussies. And 1 permanent full-time photographer, me.
Ooh, some degradation on that tyre there.
There is on whose tyre was that?
Looked like Hamilton or Bottas's. I couldn't tell though.
Okay.
Pretty severe stuff on it though.
We are just over a third the way through, and we need some more excitement. We had some great excitement at the start. It augured very well that we might see an exciting race with some different names up on the podium. But as it stands now, not the case. Let's have a quick look. Are there any comments that I need to address here that are interesting? You'll alert me, Ty, won't you?
I will do my best. Now, it looks like Marie is sitting in the waiting room to chat with us.
Marie, hello, Marie.
She should be able to hear us now.
Hello, Marie. Tell us, where are you from? Hello, Marie. Where are you from?
Sorry?
Where are you from? Is this Marie?
Yes, I'm from France, but I'm studying in Singapore.
So you're French?
I am.
Beautiful. And you're in Singapore. What are you studying in Singapore?
Business. It's a French business school
Okay. Well,
called Essay.
I have a company up in Singapore and have had for about 10 years now.
And I was in the Singapore Grand Prix last year in 2019
Yeah.
in the paddock, but not this year, unfortunately.
You were in the paddock.
Yeah.
Did I take your photo?
On the Saturday.
Did I take your photo?
I wish it happened.
No.
But no, unfortunately. But I was there only for the Saturday evening.
Well, I took some pictures on the Sunday after the race because entirely you can flick to these.
Yep.
I had to make a quick run to the airport Sunday night. The only flight I could get to Russia was on the Sunday night after the race. So I waited for the drivers to come out of the back of the FIA garage. I didn't go out for Parc Ferme. And I found Nico Hulkenberg, who'd just come out. He was sweating like a pig. And if you're watching this now, you'll see these pictures I'm talking about here. And his trainer, Martin Poole, was pouring water over his head to cool him down. And then Nico says, "Hey, Kim, take a photo of this. I'm eating a Snickers bar." I said, "What do you want that for?" "Just take a photo." Anyway, so there he is, eating a Snickers bar. And I always think that's a very quirky picture. I don't know why he wanted it taken, but I have a lot of time for that man. Disappointed that he's not racing. Who is your favourite driver, Marie?
Max Verstappen, definitely. So I was happy to see him on the podium last year.
I can't believe
in Singapore. Yeah.
I can't believe that with two French drivers in the field, your favourite is a Dutchman.
But I'm really happy that Ocon is back in F1 at Renault this year. Because I think he truly deserves it. Yeah.
And his girlfriend, Elena Berry, is doing some interesting... Pardon?
No, go for it.
Yeah, his girlfriend, Elena Berry, is doing some an interesting project. She's melding fashion with cars in a video format, and it looks interesting. And I noticed that today a couple of drivers have their girlfriends with them. I noticed Nicholas Latifi's girlfriend, Sandra Jivashek, is there, along with Valtteri's girlfriend, Tiffany Cromwell. So the ladies...
Tiffany.
Yeah, she's an elite cyclist and a good fun lady. Having said that, I've just watched Lance Stroll no, that's his ill-fated attempt at overtaking Norris and winding up out wide. And there's a time penalty for who? For Lance causing the collision? Or I missed that, Tyler.
So did I.
Oh, let's see if somebody's got a time penalty. I think it was Lance. Thank you very much, Marie from Singapore.
Thank you.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Oh, cut her off midway through.
20.
Oops.
Yes. Tyler, have you got anything else?
No, I do not.
We're lap 26 of 66 from beautiful Portimão in Portugal. And if we have anyone from Portugal on the line, I'm very interested to hear from them. I've got a couple of questions to ask of them, but I'm going to quickly go back to my feed here to see yeah, good advert for Snickers, says Nigel Warren. You're no relation to Shane Warne, are you, Nigel? Because I sponsored Shane Warne for a number of years. He is a fine man. All right, let's have a quick listen back. What's going on here? And I'll give you a rundown for those of you who don't have access to the live broadcast or any timings. Hamilton is out in front, 4 seconds in front of Bottas, who is 16 seconds in front of Leclerc, who is 16 seconds in front of Gasly, and then it's back to Sainz, Verstappen, Ocon, Vettel, Perez, Russell, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Albon, Kvyat, and Norris. So they've just swapped positions, so it's Norris from Kvyat. Latifi and Stroll is last, and we believe he has the time penalty. A coolish day there, 21 degrees. A little bit of light rain 10 to 20 km/h winds. That's what we're faced here. Cloudy sky, not blue skies. And I'm going to give away another promo code. What are we going to do, Tyler?
I don't know. I was just trying to think about how we could do that. Just trying to think. Any ideas? Anyone?
Anyone who wants to tell me what I often say is my favourite photo I've ever taken. First person to leave my favourite photo in the comments. What is my favourite photo? Put that in the comments, and the first person to write that gets themselves a promo code.
That Kim has taken.
Yes, that I have taken in my time. I often, when asked, answer this one. Otmar's an idiot, says young Luke. Luke is always very chirpy here on the chat. And if you are a member, thank you very much for joining up as a member. Who do I think is the best driver in the rain? I've got no idea. Nailed it. If you ask me what photos do I like taking in the rain, I can gladly tell you that. And I quite like a shot that a friend of mine, Clive Mason, took in Malaysia in 2017. That's Andre Ferrari there, who's on the pit wall. Andre is Charles's trainer, and he, when he's not in the garage making sure Charles is catered for, is out on the pit wall, as a number of trainers are doing, particularly at the moment when we are experiencing this COVID drama and the reduced number of people allowed at the track. People are having to double up, and Andre there was holding out the board. Is it the shot of Angela Lewis's PA? No.
Lots of very good guesses. And
yeah, no. Lewis exiting the Monaco tunnel is one of my favourites.
I was going to say he's guessed your second favourite, but it's not it.
Yeah.
Max in the rain. Cherry G's close. Cherry's close.
No, I'm pretty much, I don't think I've ever said anything else. What's my favourite photo?
No, you haven't.
And I often explain it. I think I did a video on it.
You did.
It's a bloody good picture. And I don't think, well, I think I'd be very lucky to take that photo again for a number of reasons, which will become evident when we get to it. So we are now 29 laps into 66, and Raikkonen has just overtaken Magnussen, but that's all back of the field action. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's midfield, isn't it? It's 11th and 12th. But all 20 drivers and cars are still running. So if you've had a bet...
Luke's got it.
Pardon?
Luke's got it.
Luke's got it.
Luke's got it.
Luke, you've got yourself a free download. Yes, and then shortly after, Nemesis. Yes. So Nemesis got it, as did Luke. Luke got in first. So Luke, you need to send me a private message on Instagram.
Yes.
And on Monday, I'll send you a promo code, and you can go and take a picture that you like of mine and do whatever you like with it for personal use. You can't go and sell it. You can't market it. You can't put it on a T-shirt. In the pits at the moment, Gasly, quick pit stop in the Alpha Tauri. Well, it's not too bad. 3 seconds. Not that quick, is it? Where's that going to feed him back? He is currently sitting in 8th, just in front of Ricciardo. But this is going to be close coming out of the pits. Well, I think he got in front of Ricciardo, but I'm just waiting for it to jump ahead. Oh. All right, so I'm listening to this. So you can have a quick rest. Hopefully, you're still watching this as well, so it allows you to get some different perspectives from different people, while away the hours, and you get to see what's happening on your screen as I'm watching what's happening on mine here. Tyler.
Yes.
Want to have a drink?
You may. Permission granted.
Permission to drink.
Permission granted. There were a lot of really good suggestions, though. Lots of pictures that I really like. I've noticed the stuff. Also, my chat's here. That's why I'm looking off camera. But some really great shots that lots of people mentioned. That one, specifically that one of Lewis exiting the tunnel, is also a really great pick.
It is. I'm not in shot. So
no, you're not.
Back to me. Vettel, Melbourne.
How is everyone doing this evening? We are halfway through the race. Actually, we're 33 laps through a 66-lap race, with Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc being the top three. Oh, Leclerc got Verstappen. Or is that a pit thing? Is that a pit stop thing? Can
don't
someone
know.
please tell us that? That may well be pits. I don't know.
Just about to find something.
Oh, will we? Can I cut to it now while you
No,
search?
because I can't find it. Bloody hell.
So for anyone who might not understand, I've got lots of screens as well as the Kim's computer running out into my computer so that we can get his live at the same time. It's a pretty hefty process. Where, Luke, I have my exams in. My first one is next week Monday. Once I'm done my exams, that's all me, my friend. That's all me. Another 5-second penalty for Lance. Is that one we know about? One we were talking about, or one that we haven't mentioned at all?
Clueless, because I'm so...
I'm not talking to you, Kim. You
Okay.
are not important, my friend. Not important. I'm talking to our lovely 107 people watching us right now. Speaking of which...
147.
109. That's what I can see. But we could
I got
very well
147 on here.
We could very well have varying times. I got 118. It varies between each tab I click to. Thank you very much, everyone, for my good luck on my exams. Oh, a new penalty. What did he do? Oh, legends. Yes. Okay. My link to my YouTube is in the description. Go hit that button. Hit sub because it's cool. Yeah, that's about it.
Right. Well, I had hoped to find a photo that Tyler took of Sebastian after he won in Melbourne. What year was that? That was when you were...
Maybe that must have been 3 years ago.
You had to be...
18. I would have just turned 18,
no.
right?
You weren't. You were in the paddock. Oh.
No, I was working with you.
Okay, so you
yep,
gotta be
absolutely.
18.
I just turned 18.
Right. Okay, so that's 2018. Anyway, it's a beautiful picture of Sebastian coming out giving his trainer Antti Kontsas a hug and also Iñaki, his strategist, a hug. And I ended up showing that picture to Seb, and he quite liked it, and certainly Iñaki liked it, as did Antti. So I got them copies and gave them all one each, and Seb was very kind and signed both to Tyler because he took both of those pictures, and he was very impressed with them. And of course, as anybody knows, when people like that do something for your kids, makes a big impression. But
nice.
Seb has always been just a gentleman, and he's a great guy, and the only driver, of course, who's not on Instagram. Doesn't make him better or worse than any other, but just is a point of difference. But here we are, Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc, because Verstappen has... No, what is this? Somebody said here, Verstappen has pitted or has not? No, he must not have. Okay, so...
Verstappen or Leclerc?
Sainz has now overtaken Raikkonen, but Raikkonen's fighting back. So this is a great little dice here. They're swapping places backwards and forwards.
Yeah, no one's crashed and no one is out of the race today. We're halfway through.
That's right.
And no one's out.
Oh. Okay, so what are we, halfway now? 33 of 66, exactly halfway?
Exactly halfway.
Right.
Kim, that would be exactly 50%.
Shaggy Rogers, I'm surprised he only has 130 subs, yes.
Also, I was just going to say, Shaggy, I saw briefly in the waiting room, but he popped out. So, Shaggy, if you want to chat, jump back in. We'll drag you in and have a chat.
Yep. Russell should have pitted. He's wasted the point, you reckon? Let's have a look. Where is he now? Oh, he's up in 7th. Oh, he's going to have to, if he hasn't pitted. So they're all of the top 12 are on mediums. Vettel's on a hard. The tricky thing is, while I'm talking to you, it's very hard to monitor what's going on in the race. But I do thank you for keeping me updated here. Okay, here's a comment. Ty, could you read Erwin Van Wendel's comment for us, please? Now, that's Dutch. It's
Do you want me to try butcher it?
It is Dutch.
It does look Dutch.
Because there's a little bit of German in that, and I do speak some very basic German after doing 5 years at school.
I think you speak more than basic German.
I can speak enough to I understand more than I can speak, as is the case with most people that know a second language. Although Australians don't speak a second language terribly often, not like Europeans who have to speak a second language, especially if they're in a small country like Finland or Norway or one of those where not many people speak that language. So we are watching now Perez having a crack with Ocon. Geez, Perez has jumped back up. Has he pitted?
I have no idea.
Perez is going around the outside of Ocon at the hairpin, but didn't. Oh, yes. He's got a bit more power than Ocon, but they're abreast as they go around that corner. Ocon's not giving up. He's had to concede now as they go over the crest, and Perez has now jumped into 5th position and is now going after Max Verstappen, although I think he's got a fat chance of passing Max unless something goes horribly wrong with Max's car. And coming in now, Leclerc for his pit stop. Let's see how, yeah, that's nice. That's 2.7. Good work. But that was some good racing we saw there, wasn't it? And that's the sort of stuff that we need to see more often. We don't get to see it terribly often. Maybe it's the track. Maybe the track is conducive to that sort of close racing.
Erwin has left another comment that you can almost make out without understanding the language.
Yeah. Well, like Duckton is a version of the German word to think. So that's the Honda motor is better than we thought. So there we go. I can read Dutch now, or understand Dutch, but I couldn't speak it with that accent, certainly. I wonder where the drivers are staying here, because I had hoped to have found somebody from Portugal that could let us know what the area around this track is like. Excuse me.
Okay, so we have Aman, who we're about to drag in, who is 18 from Pakistan. Kim, say hello to Aman.
Hello, Aman from Pakistan. Are you from Lahore? Is that in Pakistan?
I'm from Pakistan, Islamabad. I was here in the last stream.
You were? Because I remember I said to somebody that I had somebody from Pakistan join my watch-along.
Yes. And you talked about Shane Warne, that you sponsored him. And
I
asked a question about the British F4, like the price for a season British F4.
And yeah, I found out the answer.
Oh, okay.
Did you really?
Did I? Yeah, I did. It's I was speaking to one of the trainers, and he said F2 is €1.5 million euros a year. F3.
Hold on. F2 is €1.5 million.
Yeah, that's what you have to pay to be a driver.
Yep, in F2.
F3, it's 800,000, and in F4, it's 300,000. So if you've got 300,000 euros, you can, and you're a reasonable driver, you can get yourself a drive in F4. Is that what you're planning to do, mate?
No, I've obviously my parents and like my friends, whenever I tell them, like they like laugh mostly. So when I like tell them I want to have a career in racing or something, so I'm not planning to like pursue this career because it's too expensive. But I was like thinking, okay, in F2, do they like sponsor some drivers if they're like really good in F3 or have won a championship in F3?
I've got a very yappy dog out here that drowned you out. Just the last bit again. Can you turn
something? Yeah, I can turn it up.
Again, just the last bit.
Do the drivers like get sponsored like in F3 or F2 by some company?
Oh yeah, they have to go out. They typically have to go out and find sponsorship money and do deals with companies unless they've got family money, which some of them have. In which case they're not beholden to sponsors. But otherwise, yeah, they've got to say, right, I can get you this much exposure. And often, well, no, maybe not often.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they will sell shares in themselves. They'll say, okay, well, I've got 10 businessmen, each put in 200,000 euros, and that gives me this much money. And then if I make it into F1, you'll get your money back plus some. So it's like an investment, but it's a real high-risk investment that rarely pays off. But more so, it's just a way for those people to perhaps claim it as a a deduction and know that at some point they may get a return.
My dad's like a bit supportive for me, like in the racing career, but all of my other family members like mostly laugh at me. So
Well, maybe if you're any good, you've got to get out there and find yourself some sponsors. But look, thank you very much for joining us tonight, Australian time, and you're a little bit behind us. You would be, what, about 6 p.m.? Is that what time it is?
7 o'clock.
There you go.
7
Not
p.m.
too bad. All right, mate. Thank you very much. Ciao.
Going.
Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez. How close is Perez, Tyler? He's only...
He's 3 seconds behind.
okay, so he
Leclerc.
could put some pressure on Charles.
Oh no! Yes, Perez is 3 seconds behind Leclerc. Yes.
Yeah, I can see this on mine now. Ocon's just in front of... Oh, no, he's 20 seconds in front of Daniel. So the Renaults are in the points at 6th and 7th. Gasly's dropped back to 8th. Sainz, after leading, is back at 9th. And 10 is Kimi Räikkönen with Albon 11, Vettel 12, Norris 13, Giovinazzi 14, 15th, Russell. Okay, so we're missing the bottom 5 because there's a graphic that... Yeah, okay, so everybody's still running. Stroll's back in last spot. Perez jumped back up to 5th, so go figure.
Was our bet earlier from Perez or
Yeah,
Stroll?
Stroll.
Oh, that's
Stroll
awful.
5th.
Now, I think that we should give Aman one of the codes, seeing as he was the first person to successfully message the
Right.
Discord.
Okay, Amar, you need to send me a private message on Instagram just saying, right, thanks very much. I'll have a ProStar Picks download code, and that'll prompt me on Monday to send you one that you can go into ProStar Picks, pick a picture you like, click buy, click high res, click personal use, and then instead of paying real money with your credit card, you just put in the promo code and you get that digital picture that you can do what you want with for personal reasons and uses, not for commercial. Don't go selling it, don't go printing it en masse, otherwise there'll be legal action and everyone will be sad. Right, what about comments here? Geez, we've been consistent here with 147 watching.
Over 100, 147?
Well, what am I...
Yours might not be updating because it's not that many.
Isn't it?
No.
Because if it drops below... What? Oh, it is.
It's 100 and something.
Well, if it drops below a certain point, I'll just cut the feed off.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Rightio. Russell is 15th. I knew he bottled it, says William Gardner. Anyway, it's great that I get to know these names.
The regulars.
The regulars. The regulars who like this sort of thing. Well, we would like a couple of thousand. That'd be nice. I'm going to grab a drink, Tyler, while you tell us about something interesting.
Something interesting? How interesting? I can tell you about some physics stuff that's really interesting. Well, actually, that's not true. I can tell you about a lot of really uninteresting physics stuff. Don't cut the feed, Luke says. We're not going to cut the feed. Kim's just he's a bit of a whiny baby when it comes to that kind of stuff. Shaggy is kind of related to Sergio Perez. Same great-great-great-great-grandparents. How does that happen, and how do you figure that out? How?
I don't know. I'm reading another question here. I think there's a fair chance that Haas might get well, I think there's a very good chance they'll get Mazepin once he gets his super license. And I think the other driver they'll get is Michael Schumacher.
Kind of unfortunate. I really wanted to see Ilott driving.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Yeah,
nice kid.
Good kid. But I just heard some chat from someone earlier this week, and that was brought up. I thought, wow, I hadn't considered Schumacher, but obviously they're linked with Ferrari, and Schumacher may well find himself there or at Alfa Romeo next year. Who knows? It's just such a crazy game, isn't it? It's the jockeying that goes on for positions.
Very peculiar.
It's, I guess, late in the year you get told, yep, you got a 1 year contract. That's great. So you start the next year with that team, but halfway through the year, there's all this speculation. Are you going to get another year? And then you've got to be planning. If I don't get this the next year, who am I going to go to? So there's double dealing out there. It's cutthroat, just cutthroat.
It is. It's tough.
that's why these drivers. I just realised I've got a reflection here of that light in my glasses.
Yes, but only at a certain angle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why these guys have managers, so they don't have to worry about that. Although I'm sure they do.
Oh, definitely. No doubt.
Yeah.
You couldn't possibly not worry about it.
No, it's nice to be your own boss, but obviously no driver can afford. Well, I guess they could. Lewis could maybe afford to do his own, put his own team
He
together.
probably could, couldn't he?
Yeah, normally you're beholden to a team. So Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, still like that. I really did hope that we would get something better than that.
It would have been lovely to see Sainz up on the podium. Even better would be first.
Yes. Now Grosjean's got a 5-second time penalty. I see Roman came out this week, and because he's not, doesn't have any real links now ongoing with Haas, he could speak his mind and said that he's been driving the slowest car in the field all year. So he's been honest, and that's something you don't often get in Formula One. You get spin, 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 spin. And I'm the same too. There's questions that people ask of me, and I can't say the honest answer because I've got to work with these people. And yeah, you just have to be careful what you say.
It's like anything where you have a reasonable size following, or you're reasonably within the limelight of people. You have to be careful with everything you say. Now, very quickly, Luke asked a question about why I call Kim Kim and not Dad. It's because I worked for him for 2 years and I wasn't allowed to call him Dad. So I just can't call him. I don't call him Dad often anymore. It's weird to call him Dad because I'm not allowed to in the office, obviously, because that's just weird. So yeah.
He's got to call me something. It doesn't bother me. I understand what he's referring to there. Okay. Mark. Toto really likes Russell as Hamilton's replacement, though. Yeah, well, I guess Lewis hasn't signed up for next year yet, has he?
Oh, really?
Oh, excuse me. So he may do a Nico Rosberg and say, I've had enough. Who knows? I don't think he would. It's just so easy for him, surely. I'm sure it's hard work sitting in that car and driving, but boy, oh boy, he doesn't have too much trouble winning world championships with that car, with his ability, and obviously with all the other cars being just well down in terms of pace and general brilliantness.
Yeah, it's crazy to see such a huge gap in engineering ability, quality of the car. What would you use to explain that? Because it is a monumental
difference.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It is.
I'd love to know what they're doing differently.
Yeah, well, the money helps, but
No-
then again,
no
Ferrari's got plenty. Why are they struggling so much? Oh, I've got to do a post, don't I?
You do. Don't
But-
forget about that.
No, I'll do it a lap 50. I'll get that ready. But I did have photos from the Eiffel GP coming in from a freelancer that I work with, but he's not able to get this race, wasn't able to get accreditation for this race. So I've had no images, and I look at them all the time and I think images of drivers with masks on. Not good. They don't look good. And that's all you get unless you're lucky enough to be in the garage and the driver takes his mask off and you get a few seconds before he puts on his balaclava. That's the only shots you get of a driver without a mask on. Or a helmet, obviously. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, very few photographers are allowed to shoot in the paddock. Each team is allowed to have one photographer that's in their bubble, and they aren't to move around the paddock. They're just to stay in their little particular bubble. And then some of the agencies have guys out on the track, but they can't go into the paddock. So really, it's just a year you have to wipe out and say, right, well, this is a waste of a year for all of us, really, isn't it? 3 cheers. Kim, one of the oldest subscriber, if you remember. Now, is that
I was trying to figure out how to pronounce that as well.
Oh, is that a lengthy pit stop for Norris? What was that one? Yeah, 3.8 seconds, a little bit longer than Lando would have liked. Perhaps they did something extra. I just caught the tail of end of that pit stop. But I want to feed you some interesting stuff. I want to say, Lewis has spun and now he's gone back to 9th, and but I can't because he doesn't do that. And Bottas is sitting in a second position where he seems to be quite comfortable, and Verstappen is in 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Perez. Ocon, Ricardo, is he making up any ground? No, he's actually going backwards, isn't he, on Ocon? It was 19 seconds before, now he's 21 back.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing significant rain-wise on the radar is the message back to Lewis Hamilton. He asked his race engineer what the situation was, but Gasly's now just overtaken Ricardo. That was very easy to get past Ricardo by Gasly.
Ooh, he should get... Oh, no, he won't. Ocon's miles in front of him, isn't he?
He does have a long way to go to get Ocon, though. He's down by 22 seconds. I don't fancy his chances. The fastest lap so far, Lewis Hamilton. Isn't it funny, the difference between the lap times during a race compared with quali? It's huge.
Yes. They're much slower in the race, aren't they?
Huge difference because they're full.
And they don't want to wreck the tyres.
That's right, and they've got to drive it completely differently.
Interesting.
I missed that audio. I think that was Gasly getting a little bit excited that he'd overtaken Daniel Ricciardo. I see there's some advertising for 188bet on the track. That looks like real advertising. Some of the advertising that you see, and in particular, what was that game, Tyler, that's advertised?
Game?
Yeah, there's...
Game? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, there's an F1 thing. There's some advertising that is not at the track. It's digitally supered over the telecast. And if you don't know that, you would think, oh, that's definitely at the track. But it's not. When you're standing at the track and you're thinking, right, there's no advertising there, but it's visible on your screen at home. It's put in digitally.
That's great. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's good for, I guess, the organizer, because they can put people on the grandstand, and then the telecast provider can go and whack in some digital advertising over the top of it, and they know that they don't have to forego all those seats, and they get revenue from that. Those 188bet signs that you see on the track are made of polystyrene, and they are jammed into the ground, and they've got spare ones such that if some car comes off the track and cleans them up, when they go out and clean them up, obviously all that polystyrene's on the ground, they will reposition a new one just by slotting it into the ground. But that's ubiquitous now, that gambling, and I'd be interested to hear what the drivers say, and I would love to honestly get their opinion as to, or their feedback as to has anyone ever tried to bribe them?
Yes, because
it happens in cricket.
Yes, I was going to say the story from oh my god, why can't I? We were just speaking about it before. Why can't I? Shane Warne's story that he mentioned briefly to us about. He
was involved in something there.
There you go, maybe.
And yeah, do the drivers ever? Have they ever been approached by organised crime? I do remember one night in Budapest a couple of years. It must have been my first year, maybe first or second year.
We should very quickly clarify that when he was involved, he didn't do anything wrong. He was asked to.
Yeah, that's right. Or he was perhaps a little naive. But I was having dinner on the Saturday night with some people, and one of the guys said, and he knows intimately what's going on. He said, Massa won't be driving tomorrow. I asked him how he knew, and he told me. And of course, that's information that if I was a bookmaker and I knew that Massa wasn't going to be driving tomorrow, and people could bet on him, and if he didn't drive, I get to keep the money, I'd be offering some great odds there, because that's almost like insider trading. And I guess when
that is insider trading.
Well, yeah, but I don't.
Surely.
Who knows if it's legal or not? But that sort of information can be very valuable in the gambling circles, and it tends to taint a sport.
I did watch some very interesting video today about some gambling, about some people who beat the system. I'm studying data science, so stats and probabilities are very interesting to me. And something about a a type of lottery where the prize would cascade if the first prize wasn't won.
Yes.
And if the prize cascades, then it became a profitable game to be played at on a huge scale.
Mm-hmm.
So once it got over a certain level, because it also jackpotted. So very interesting kind of stuff.
Thank you for that. Having listened to that, I was watching Alex Albon's pit stop. Was that a cracker? Was that under 2 seconds? Maybe
I'm not
it was.
sure.
I'm now going back to tell you, for those people who aren't watching this, Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. It's going to finish like that, isn't it? Verstappen's just now overtaking back markers. Leclerc, Ocon, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Vettel, Albon. Vettel still not in the points. Giovinazzi, Russell, Kvyat, Grosjean, Norris, Magnussen, and then the last two slipped off the screen, but it's obviously Latifi. And who's last? Stroll.
That was a 1.8 second pit stop.
Well, that's
very fast.
A magnificent effort.
It's very fast. Also, Ocon jumped Perez. Did that happen a while ago? I don't think it did. I think that was pretty recent, last few minutes.
Is that right? Because
Ocon
Perez
is in 5th. Perez in 6th.
Perez passed. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you people at home don't have to talk for 90 minutes and be distracted. You're just sitting there watching the screen and taking it all in. What's Bottas saying? I missed that. Is that the record, 1.8? I don't know. It'd be very close to it, wouldn't it?
It's very close.
No, I think it was not the record because they said it was... well, okay. The record was like 1.9, says Mark.
That's what I thought.
Or a high 1.8. Lightning McQueen's pit stop was faster, but yeah, that's a bloody fantasy show. It's a cartoon. Surely that doesn't count because they can make it whatever length they want. So we are now, it's 10:22 in Perth, Western Australia.
What happened with Russell?
And in Singapore and in Hong Kong.
He had a little slippity slip.
Yes. George Russell struggling a little bit there.
1.82.
All right. Well, now I have to do a boring post for my top 3. So for those of you who don't realize what I do, I'll show you. That's Q, Tyler.
That is Q. Here it comes right now.
So I will get this ready and I will pick Hamilton. So this is for those of you who know a little bit about Photoshop, and I know a little bit, not much more.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I've got to find Lewis Hamilton in this list here. Here he is. And I now have to drag him down to the first position, which is here. Click that. Right, so Lewis goes there, and I've only got, unfortunately, white overall shots, race suit shots. I don't have any black because this was done at the very first race of the year, where they do a couple of things, including normally the driver's team photo, or the driver's group photo, but of course that did not happen this year. So look at that. Change this up here to Portuguese. And I spelt that wrongly for a couple of posts yesterday. Oh, change qualifying to race. All right. Get rid of qualifying, which is that. No, it's not that, it's that. 2020 Portuguese Grand Prix race. 1, 2, 3, and output that. And I think I'm pretty safe in knowing that that will be our result. I hope it isn't, because I just crave something better than this, something different. Ham, Bot, Verstappen.
Luke Burt thinks that Hulk is going to get Alex Albon's seat.
Well, Marco likes him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a possibility. And look, Albon's done himself no favours. Where is he, Ty? He's 12th.
He's 12th.
He's done himself absolutely no favours.
Fantastic to see Gasly driving faster than him, to be honest.
Yeah, in a lesser car.
I quite enjoy
That's
that.
phenomenal, isn't it? It just seems like Red Bull chews through number 2 drivers.
Yeah.
Well, since Verstappen became the number 1 driver.
They
anyway.
don't. I don't think they give him much of a chance, do they?
Yep.
Then
No.
again, I think they're the factory. You would almost call them the.
Yeah.
They're trying to spit out as many good drivers as quickly as possible.
Yep. Okay, so I'll copy that, paste that, and that now goes up onto. Right, well that's set to go, so we can sit tight and wait for the race to finish, knowing that it's probably going to finish as we're looking at it now, which is a little boring, but
What can you do?
what can you do, eh? Norris, 17th.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened there? Oh, we have to wait. That's very sad for Lando. Wasn't his post great the other day after the race?
Yeah, that was funny.
That
wasn't
was
it?
excellent.
That was
If
really
you didn't see
funny.
it, was him sitting in a marshal's chair out on track with his helmet on after he exited
Crashed.
the race.
Yep.
And it was something like...
Heard some people got some podiums
yeah,
or something.
heard some people got podiums and stuff. Meh, LOL. Now, I did ask his social media man, didn't get a response, whether that was Lando's comment or Jason's comment.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, Stroll's driven straight back into the garage. He's out for the day. So anyway, I saved myself a download for our friend from Mexico. He's finished a long way off. And that, if you've had a bet on the first car to retire, it is a Racing Point. When Ricciardo left, bro, I almost cried because it felt like he was a Red Bull driver his whole career. Well, he never had a manager until he needed to move, because Red Bull had done everything for him. And he very rarely, he probably could have become a Red Bull driver for life, but yeah, there was just too much going on with Max, and he was better to get out, felt that he wasn't getting the support, and that's hard with a 2-car team if you don't think you're getting the support. Now, there's a bit of smoke there. Obviously, Ocon's had to slam on the brakes as he's entered the pit lane.
They all do
Shave a bit of speed off. Ocon is sitting in 5th position, and that is a very slow pit stop.
What
that is
happened there?
4 seconds, 4.5.
What happened there?
Yeah, I don't know whether that puts him back a place or not, but he's now feeding out of the pits, coming back onto the track.
All right.
Yeah.
8th place. He's rejoined. 9th place.
Well, now Ricciardo is right on his hammer. And Vettel has got into the points. He's now 10th. My gosh.
How long is that going to last?
The story here is Ricciardo has an ability now to get... I'm listening to Ted Kravitz.
Oh, it's tight between those 4. Between Raikkonen, Vettel, Ricciardo, Ocon, backwards. Very tight.
Yes. So 4 cars separated by a couple of 100 metres, and there's a time penalty for Kvyat, but that's not going to make much difference to this result, is it? Hulk probably would have done better than 20th. Pardon me. No, he's... yeah, look, maybe he would have. Who knows? I don't think Hulk wants to go to Haas. There's nothing in that for him, I don't think. But he has done very well, hasn't he? Only done 2 races, and I think he's in front of at least 5 drivers in the number of points that he has accrued. So Ocon is now on a charge. With 10 laps to go, we still have Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. Really rule a line through those 3. That's not going to change, is it? Because Hamilton has such a big gap to Bottas. 15 seconds and then 10 seconds back to Verstappen. 18 seconds to Leclerc. Bigger gap to Perez, 30 seconds. But then it's Gasly, Sainz, Ocon, Ricciardo and Vettel. All quite close. Is there an opportunity to see something interesting happen?
Let's hope so.
And when I'm photographing on race day, there's always, excuse me, I couldn't stop that yawn. I just could not stop it. There's always a dilemma for me. Do I stay out longer and wait for the action? Because normally most of the action happens in the last
few laps, first few laps.
The last dozen, maybe not even that, maybe last 5 laps, there's a lot of action because tyres are wearing. Do you hang out for that, or do you go back and stand in a queue and miss all that? Because to get a good spot for Parc Ferme, you have to pretty much give up the last 12 laps and stand in a queue, sometimes in a very hot tunnel like in Singapore, where I'm surprised we don't all collapse because it's no air conditioning, there's no airflow. And then we, of course, once they pass the finishing line, we're allowed to race out for Parc Ferme, where we get great shots, and we have such great access. And I'll give you an example here, Ty. Cut to these.
Let's do it.
These are the sort of shots that we get in Parc Ferme, where you get the emotion, and that's what people love to see. Charles. No, I'm not even sure what race this is. This might be Spa. Yes, it is. So that's Spa. Some of these others are Parc Ferme. Lewis, when he gets down. This was a funny day when the fence came crashing down, and Matteo Bonciani, our F1 media delegate, he comes racing over. Hey, what's going on here? What's going on? Because he's Italian and very colourful. A great man who is no longer in F1. There's Felipe Massa. We mentioned him earlier. Going back to where? I've lost my train of thought. Nice moment here, Lewis, having a chat with this young fella and getting a special hug. He would have felt pretty happy. So anyway, that's Parc Ferme, so you can cut away from that tie.
Sure.
We've seen enough of that, and I've now lost my feed. So now
Shaggy asked, have you ever broken lens, camera, or gear in general? And the answer is lots.
No, not lots. I did get out of we have these Mercedes shuttle buses that run around the track that take us to various spots around the track. And I have my cameras on these straps, and they're screwed in. And I got out of the car and I thought I had one camera screwed on. So I let go of it. And of course it wasn't screwed on. I just dropped it on the ground. And I think I did a little bit of damage, but not a lot. I think apart from that,
you've smashed lenses before and all sorts of stuff.
No, I might have. I've certainly smashed UV filters on the front of a lens, but I don't think I've smashed a camera.
You dropped one and broke the insides of a lens.
Did I?
Yeah, almost definitely.
Okay, there you go. But I haven't lost anything. I haven't had anything stolen except a mouse once in Italy. But apparently, if you only get a mouse stolen in Italy, you've done very, very well. You're punching above your weight. So Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Ocon, Ricciardo, Vettel. That's the top 10. And the other 10, well, there's 9. Then Stroll's obviously out. And we are 7 laps to go. We did have some excitement, didn't we?
At the start of the race, yes.
Yeah, that was great. Wouldn't it be great if you could get that every...
Oh, golly.
What does that mean?
That's someone subscribe. It's still loud from the last time we were chatting.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe Cap.
Joe Cap.
Joe Cap. Have you got a question, Joe, that we can answer for you? I'll go back and have a look at my questions here. Perez is about to be lapped. Right. But he's still in what position? He's still in 5th. And you can be lapped in 5th position.
That's mental. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Norris and Russell are neck and neck, going 2 abreast along the track, but Norris has got him.
Oh, golly.
Here comes the dog, the yappy
That's
little
Jace.
bloody
He's
thing.
barking at Jace.
Can you must be able to hear that. Can you hear that racket
Definitely.
out there? Yeah, this wouldn't happen if we were doing this in my studio in my office.
No, but this is comfortable and quick.
Yeah, because...
It doesn't take very long to set up.
And that's important. I think Gasly has done really well today. I agree, Luke.
Yeah, I think you're right. Be nice to see. Oh no, that's not going to happen.
I'd like to see him get Perez, but there's too big a gap.
Much too big of a gap.
But Vettel is right on the back of Ricciardo now. This could be interesting, although I'm not sure Seb remembers how to overtake. He's had such a shit of a year, hasn't he? Thank you to Canity.com. Thank you also to Murad. If you need online staff training, you must go to Canity.com. It's a brilliant platform, world's best. And if you're in business, you want your staff to be trained well. It's vital. I know that. I have 50 odd staff in Perth and Singapore, and it's all about getting them singing the same song. You guys have a pup, or Tyler has a little...
We have 2 pups. We have 2 pups in the house. Yes, we have pups.
What's one of them? Romeo.
We have Romeo and we have Mickey. Romeo is my
This
pup.
is Romeo.
Oh, look, there he is. Hold on, I'll cut to it. Look,
That's Romeo. It's a little ball of fluff, and that's also Romeo. And I'll show you Mickey.
That's a good picture of him.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had that picture of him.
Here's Mickey. He's a lovely little fella as well.
Oh, a little mix. He's got all 4 paws off the ground.
Yeah. Is that? Oh, there we go.
He does. Romeo is a toy poodle, and other way around. Romeo is a teddy bear faced Pomeranian, and Mickey is a toy poodle. I can't speak today.
And then this was yesterday at my holiday home in Lancelin on the deck. This is a Dugite. And for those Australians, you'll know a Dugite, and some of you might also.
It's an uncomfortable bite.
Yes, these can kill you. And if you ever get bitten by one of these, my wife's an ambulance officer, a volunteer.
Lie on the ground.
Lie on the ground and
don't move a muscle.
That's it. And just get someone to come and put a tourniquet on. I've been well versed on that. But yeah, that's quite exciting when you get to see a snake. But this is what I was photographing today while they just run around the track there. This is out on the Lancelin sand dunes.
It is the last lap, Kim.
Get out, is it?
Last lap, yes.
No, it's not. 62.
Oh, I thought it said 63. Apologies, everyone. We'll go back to this. My God.
So this was out the front of my house today in Lancelin. Have a look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the colour of the water.
That is quite nice.
Glorious. And what else can I show you here while we await? Oh, it was a bit windy out on the sand dunes, as you can see.
They look like toys. Is that tilt shift?
No. What? What are you looking at?
That your picture.
No, that's not tilt
They look
shift.
like toys.
That's the dunes.
What lens is that? Is that the?
That's an 85, I think. No, a 1:400.
1:400. Yeah, looks
Yep.
long.
And I want to show you these
Yeah.
pictures because this was a shoot I did Saturday with Lara Scadden. Now, if you're on Instagram, go to Lara Out West. Lara is a great girl. She loves horses and she can ride. And that picture there is one of my favourites with my parachute dress.
I think you've got too much colour in these pictures.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that if you edited them with less colour, they would be more dramatic and interesting.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll have a crack at that, but there wasn't that much done. Anyway, let me go back now to the live feed and see what you people are saying. Shaggy, this is much better than today's battle for the win. We have less than 100 viewers, I know, and William, I really should just chop the feed right now, I guess.
Oh, stop whining. Get over it.
We've only had 2 females, I think, in this field that I can see. How many cars are lapped? Tyler, can you tell me that?
How many cars are lapped?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you that.
We don't get that.
Unless
graphic.
that means 3 minutes. No, that's interval. Nope, we're good. I cannot tell you that, unfortunately.
Well, if you added up all those, it'd be about 1:20, wouldn't it? If you went down there and worked out...
It's 1:40. It's 1:40.
What, the lap?
No, it's 1:40 up until the 5th, to Gasly, I think.
Is it?
between him and.
Okay, well, there
Hamilton.
you go. So it's a minute 20 is lap. So you just go down a minute 20 and she'll be able to work that out. 3 laps to go, and we are just going to get another boring result. Although,
Unfortunately.
a little bit of action with Gasly desperately trying to overtake Perez for 5th. He wants it, rightio. So that's what we're going to be watching here with 2, 3, 4 laps to go. Gasly is very close to getting Perez.
Oh, that would be exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, they are very close. Okay.
Yeah. I
This
know
is worth watching.
his manager Guillaume will be very excited, and his parents will be watching from Rouen. I'm pretty sure they live in Rouen. Jean-Jacques and Pascal, who are fine people, speak a bit of English, and I speak very little French, so we tend.
What's going on here?
I was into Gasly, but I couldn't work out what he said.
I was going to ask you. I didn't know if you had your headphones in or not. Oh.
So Gasly is looking very good to
This is a
snare
replay.
5th position. Whoa.
Oh.
He got very close.
Very
Gasly got very
close.
close to cleaning up Perez's tyre. It could have
Perez
been a
defended really
tyre.
well. That was some very nice defense. 15
Wow.
cars have been lapped,
He's got
Oof.
he's got
apparently.
DRS. Oh, he's got him.
Oh,
Gasly's going around the outside. He's got he's got
Oh,
it. So
lovely
Gasly has now
move.
taken 5th place, and Sainz is now threatening Perez as well.
a lovely move.
Bloody
Wow, wow,
Pierre
wee-wah.
Gasly. He has really. I wish I was there to congratulate him.
Yeah.
He
Ooh,
is such a lovely young fella.
he's not in the clear yet, though. Oh, yeah, he's good. He'll be fine.
Right. So we're now sitting here with a lap to go, and I better get my post ready. Forgive
Gasly
me.
with the best of the rest. Surely he wins driver of the day, right?
Yes, you'd have
Almost certainly.
Yeah. Lewis takes his 98th career win
Far out.
over his teammate and Max.
Last
in
lap. Thanks, William.
3rd.
This is the last lap.
But
Yep, I can read it this time. Thank you
Gasly's
very much.
drive for 5th was masterful. Okay. Sainz is now having a crack at Perez and has got him going into turn 1.
Oh, no.
So Perez has lost 2 places in the last few laps. Poor Sergio.
Apparently this is his 92nd win. That's what someone's just said, Kim.
What's that?
Someone's just said it's his 92nd win. But I'm
I
not
thought
sure.
it was his 97th.
His 92nd and 9-2.
Oh, okay.
Yep, they've both. Yeah, that's been confirmed by a second
Well,
person.
this is very good that I only embarrassed myself in front of 100 and something people instead of
Yep, yep.
8,000.
Confirmed by 4 people. You have made a
Good.
mistake.
Lewis takes his 92nd career win over his teammate, and with Max in 3rd. But Gasly's drive for 5th was masterful. Here he comes. Forgive me not looking at you while I do this.
Could you do a special mentions post? You know, a driver of the day post. Well, I wonder how that would go, because that's
Hang on.
the person that people are interested in. Oh, here we go.
Listen. Right,
Let's cross the
I've
line.
posted it. So he's now got the most wins of any driver in Formula One history.
Holy moly.
I've actually put this post up before the drivers have all crossed the line. So I don't think Max has crossed the line. Here he is now for 3rd. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
I have been a little bit cheeky there. Right. Let me go and have a look to make sure it's up.
It was 97 poles. That means
97 poles.
he's
Okay.
won 92 of 97 poles. What's that? That must be.
But
Oh,
hang on.
that's
He
that's
might
in the
have,
90s.
he might not have won a race where he's got a pole.
That's what I'm saying. He's won 92 of 97 races in pole.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
I know what you're saying. He might have started second or
Yes.
third. Yes, that makes sense. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep, gotcha.
All right, people.
Oh, look at that
look,
hyperlapse.
If you're
thing.
not watching this, they've
That's excellent.
gone and put up a frame or two of each of his race wins, of Lewis's race wins, into what must have run about 3 seconds. That was pretty impressive stuff.
That
We've
was
taken someone
lovely.
a little bit of time to find all that vision, and run it. So anyway, let me just have a quick look here and say goodbye to those. Mark says we need to get a petition together to kick Hamilton out of the grid. He's so good, it's mental. Yeah. It's interesting for the sport, isn't it? Because they don't want that domination. It's not good for business.
Boring.
But on the other hand, it's great to have a champion like him, like a Schumacher, who dominates the sport. But at some point, people just say, we've had enough. We've had enough. You're too good, which is a nice problem, I guess, to be too good. And I'm just looking in the background there, and once again, I see lots of people not wearing masks in a crowd. No, all of those people have got masks on. But certainly yesterday I saw a few. Anyway, thank you very much to Arav, Shaggy, Luke, Bernardus, Mark, William, Stale, could be Stale. Yeah, that's a new world record for Lewis Hamilton. But once again, well done to Pierre Gasly on some excitement in the last few laps. So thank you, people. Thank you, Tyler, for your great
Thank you guys very much. And again, don't forget, there's 2 links down below. One for the Discord, so you can chat to us next time. And the other is my YouTube. Go click that, hit sub, do me a favor. It's very much appreciated.
Yep.
And thank you to everyone. We had a fun time. Always good fun. And also thank you to everyone wishing me good luck with my exams. I will take that.
And stay passionate.